Hello everyone, my name is Rob. I'm here today to talk to you about the guitar. The guitar is a very, very old instrument. The oldest guitar we know of was actually found on a drawing in a cave in a place called Anatolia, which is now in Turkey, which some of you will know of, and the drawing is 3,500 years old. Can anyone please tell me what the guitar is made of? If you would have said metal, you would be right about a tiny bit of the guitar. Some of the bits up here are made of metal. If you said plastic, you would be right about some of the bits on the front of the guitar. But if you would have said wood, you would be right about most of it. Almost the whole thing is made of wood. So can anyone tell me now how this big hole here makes a sound? So this big hole we have here in the middle of the guitar is what makes the difference between an electric guitar and an acoustic guitar. An electric guitar, as you can maybe guess from the name, needs electricity to make a sound, whereas a guitar like this, an acoustic guitar, doesn't need electricity. And what happens is when I play the strings like this, vibrations from the strings shoot downwards into the hole and they fire all around the body of the guitar and then they fire out again to make the sound. So if this hole wasn't here, it would be a very quiet instrument. So can anyone please tell me now, if I play something with my hand up here, does that make a high-pitched sound or a low-pitched sound compared to playing it down here? So if you thought that playing up here makes a low sound, it wouldn't be quite right, because actually if I play on this end, it makes a low sound. And the more I move this way, the higher the sound gets. So I'm now going to play you another song, which is written on the guitar, on an acoustic guitar like this, from the 1960s by someone called Bob Dylan. So thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you choose the guitar. It'll bring you lots of fun in life, and you can play to people and show off and impress them. And I'm going to play you one more thing before I go. I won't tell you the name, but hopefully you'll recognize it. It's from a cartoon.
Hi, I'm Fraser. Today I'm going to be talking about this instrument here and playing it for you. So my first question, what is this called? Is it A, a trumpet, B, a flute, or C, a violin? If you guessed flute, you are correct. This instrument right here is a flute. So on to my next question. Who can tell me approximately when the flute was invented? Was it 50 years ago, 2,000 years ago, or around 35,000 years ago? If you guessed 35,000 years ago, you are correct. The first flute was invented around then. And actually, the first one was made out of human bone. they actually drilled holes in the bone so they could get a sound out of the flute. For years after that, they made flutes out of wood, and nowadays, like you can see, they're made out of metal. Okay, so how do you think I'm going to get a sound out of this instrument? Am I going to blow it? Am I going to strum it? Or am I going to pluck it? If you said blow, you're correct. However, you can't get a sound from just blowing down it, because it doesn't make a sound. You need to blow across it like this. Once you have a sound out of the flute, you start getting different sounds by moving your fingers, like this. The flute is most commonly found in an orchestra, and I'm going to play a classical piece of music right now. Now that you've heard the flute play, do you think that it's a high-pitched instrument or a low-pitched instrument? If you said high-pitched, you're correct. The flute is a very high-pitched instrument. I'm going to play you a different song now. Let's see if you recognise it. That was Price Tag by Jessie J. The flute can also be a lot of fun. I'm going to show you how to beatbox down it.
Hi, my name's Ian and I'm here to tell you about this instrument I've just been playing for you. Does anyone know what it's called? That's right, it's a trombone. Well done if you said trombone. Now, do you know what type of instrument this is, what it's made from, or what family it comes from? Really well done if you said brass. How do you think we create a sound on this brass instrument, the trombone? Tell you what, you can help me out. Can you blow a raspberry? Be careful of your neighbour, but give it a go. It's fun. Wow, what a noise. Thing is, that is actually how you make a noise on a trombone or any brass instrument. We control a little bit and call it a buzz, like this. We add the mouthpiece, and then finally into the instrument. And the final part of all of this is this part here. Does anyone know what this is? Okay, this is the slide. And by using that in combination with our mouth and our buzz, or our embouchure as we call it, we can make different sounds and noises. So, what about we put all of that together again now into another piece of music, and you can help me out. You can sing along, you can clap along. Here we go. Okay, did you recognise that? Does anyone know what it was called? Well done, did you guess what it was? That's right, it was happy. Now, I've come to the end of my demonstration now. I hope you've enjoyed listening to and learning about the trombone, and you just might pick it as your Ecam instrument. I've got one more piece to play for you, and again, if you like, you can join in with it. So I'm just going to say bye for now.
Hi, my name's Gareth, and I'm here today to tell you about this wonderful instrument. Can anyone tell me the name of it? That's right, it's the trumpet. And can anyone tell me what family of instruments it belongs to? Strings, woodwind, brass, percussion? That's right, it's the brass family, because it's made of a metal called brass. Now, to make a sound on the trumpet, we blow air past our lips, and when we do that, we make a sound, a buzzing sound. Can you all try that now? When you blow down the trumpet, making that sound with your lips, the trumpet amplifies the sound, which means it makes it louder, and it sounds like this. Did anyone recognize that song? It was from the film Star Wars, and it's a famous part for the trumpets. Now, the trumpet is a very versatile instrument, playing many styles of music, such as classical, rock, folk music, and jazz. And I'd like to finish today by playing a little jazzy song for you.
Hi everybody, my name is Adi. Can someone tell me what this instrument is called? Yes, it's a violin. What family of instruments does the violin and viola belong to? They belong to the strings family. Do you know any other instruments belonging to the same family? The other instruments belonging to the strings family are cello, double bass, and guitar. What are all these instruments made of? Did you say wood? Then you'd be correct. To play the violin and viola, you also need a bow. It is made of wood and hair from a horse's tail. No worries, it doesn't hurt. They simply give the horse a haircut. Did you see how I made a sound? Was it this way? Exactly. It's the other way around. You have to turn the bow so the hair touches the string. Wait a second. This is not a nice sound at all. As you have probably imagined, I pressed the bow too hard. To have a nice sound, you have to press gently while moving the bow continuously. We can produce more sounds by pressing the left-hand fingers on the strings. We can also plug the strings and produce sounds similar to those played on the guitar. Can someone tell me the name of that song? The violin and viola look the same, but there are some differences in the size, tuning, and tone. The viola is slightly bigger, producing a deeper sound. We can play all types of music with the violin and viola. I will now play a tune. Please feel free to clap along. Can someone tell me the name of that song? I will finally play one more song. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and don't forget, with a bit of practice, you can play many other songs you like.
Hello again, I'm here to tell you all about this instrument. Do you know what it's called? That's right, it's a clarinet. Well done. I'm going to play you a little tune so you can hear what it sounds like. recognise that tune. It's called Pink Panther. Did you see how I was playing the clarinet? My fingers were moving on the keys so I can make the sound change. But I also need something else to make the instrument work. It's called a reed, and it's a thin piece of wood that goes at the top of the mouthpiece, and as I blow down the instrument, the air vibrates and we get a sound like this. How many years old do you think this instrument is? How long has it been around? If you said a number close to 300, you'd be correct. Well done. What do you think this instrument is made out of? Did you say plastic or wood? You'd be correct again. Well done. It can be made out of either. I'm going to play you another little tune now. It's called the Mexican Clapping Song. Can you help me and clap in the places where you think you should? It should be pretty obvious. Thanks, you were great. You clapped in all the right places. What I love about the clarinet is that you can play any type of music on this, maybe something that you really like. I'm going to play you another song now. Perhaps you'll sing along. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed listening to the clarinet.
Hello, my name's Craig and I'm here to talk to you about this instrument, the electronic keyboard. Now, the word keyboard actually refers to this section here, the set of black and white keys, which we play by pressing our fingers down. Now, there are many other instruments which use a keyboard similar to this one. Put your hand up if you know any. Did anyone say piano? Well done if you did. But there's also the organ, harmonium, melodica, clavichord, harpsichord, probably several more as well. So good for you if you got any of those. Now when we switch on the keyboard, it sounds like this. Just like a piano. But there are hundreds of different sounds we can make on the keyboard. For example, we can sound like the string section of an orchestra, like this. Now the string section of an orchestra contains 4 different instruments. I wonder if you can name any of those. There's the violin, the viola, the cello and the double bass. So well done if you got any of those. Now we can also make it sound like the brass section of an orchestra. There'll be a question about that in a minute. Now in the brass section we have 4 instruments as well. Can you name any of those ones? There's the trumpet, the trombone, the French horn and the tuba. So good for you if you manage to get any of those ones. Now I'm going to play a tune for you that you probably will recognise, and I wonder if you can also recognise the instrument that I'm playing on. So that was the theme from The Simpsons, of course. Well done. And the instrument, did anyone get that? It was a saxophone, the same instrument that Lisa plays in The Simpsons. Apart from sounding like instruments, we can have drum beats and we can have sound effects and all sorts of things. Let me give you a little example of that. A lot of fun to be had on the keyboard, isn't there? So to finish off, I'm going to play one more tune. I'm going to need your help for this one. Can you click your fingers like this? And see if you recognise this tune as well.